What's up, Hayden?
Hey, how's it going?
Good, man. How are you?
Oh, busy, busy, busy.
Yeah,
It's fun, but
yeah.
some days it's not. This like Chattanooga just felt shit. Like the interstate shut down going both ways. Like the on ramp I usually take to get to the social club was like people were coming off the interstate from the on ramp, and I don't know what the hell's going on, but there's like it just took me like 45 minutes to get here today, and then I'm headed to Nashville. So I think everyone forgot how to drive because it was raining.
Yeah, yeah. Same thing happens here when there's a little rain, and I'm always surprised because there's hurricanes here. But
Like, yeah, we got more rain in Seattle by volume last year. I don't know why people can't figure it out, like how to drive. It's crazy.
that's fun.
Yeah, there was like someone that drove off the side of a cliff, and then there was someone that drove into like a stone wall and parking structure along the way to come up to the interstate too. So not only was the interstate shut down, so they had like the cops out there for that, but there was like two other wrecks from where I guess people were trying to turn around or whatever, and then got themselves stuck.
Yeah.
But
Well,
I made it. It's fine.
you're
We're here.
alive.
I'm
Good,
alive.
good,
I'm
good,
not the one that drove my car into the ditch, so we're good.
good, good. You have any deals you've been looking at? That
Yeah, I've started somehow becoming like a house flipper, I guess, because I started working with this private money lender, and um, he has some really good terms, so I can like do flip for like I can do flips really easily.
Mhm.
And so I've got the flip in Nashville going, and I've just started like looking for more of those since I have like a, capital source. Um, I've got a 30 unit in Atlanta that I'm looking at with my previous roommate. We went and drove down together and looked at it. And on paper, it's not really a good deal, but the thing is like the location on this thing is ridiculous. It's like across the street from the Georgia State Stadium. Like literally, you can see the stadium from your backyard. Um, and there's like the college there. There's a huge hospital right there. So I'm looking at it, and there's like from what the seller has told me, which I don't know if I can actually believe or not, but there's not restrictions on Airbnb in that area or midterm. Like obviously we could do a midterm rental whether there is or not, but I'm looking at that. It's like it has multiple exits. Could be student housing, could be midterm, could be short term. So like on paper it's a 5.5 cap,
Mhm.
but
Mhm.
I think if I just need to do the research and figure out like what would this be if we had another purpose for it? Like
Yeah,
what's its
yeah.
highest and best use?
I mean, I was just at the My First Million in Multifamily conference this weekend, and there's a guy talking about flipping apartments. So I only say that to be like, he goes into these total destroyed places, and he's like, what could I get for it?
Right.
How can I turn this? So I think I'm going to do my best to stop being negative about deals and start being like, okay, okay, I can see it, or at least
Yeah.
shit on people's deals less.
Well, there's the old adage if it doesn't work today, it won't ever, like, and I get it. Like but I think that applies if you have the the reason of it being that you want to keep it the way it is, or like that's your worst case today is reality. So, but I just need to see if it cash flows today or not as it sits. The cool thing is we could assume something like 1.5 million and 3% fixed rate debt that has 10
Mhm,
years left on it.
mhm, mhm,
And then it's through Fannie, so we could go and get more debt apparently without having to undo the other debt. We
mhm.
can just go to Fannie and get more
Yeah,
on it.
yeah. I mean, and that's totally the thing, right? So like so many people uh on my first deal, my first mobile home park, were talking shit on it and like you're overpaying. Not like everyone, but there's, a couple people bigger in the mobile home park space who are like, you're paying too much, it doesn't work. And I made it work. So
Right.
Yeah, yeah.
Well, and the first deal is just the hardest too. Like that's what people just don't. People forget about it. I feel like, I remember how hard it was to get my first house. Like I drove for dollars like every day almost
Hmm,
for
hmm.
a year, you know, until I finally, and I looked at probably like 10 houses, 15 houses before I was like, oh, this will actually, I think this will work, you know?
Hmm, hmm.
And yeah, it's just, but
Yeah,
on this
it's
Atlanta
hard to
one,
see. It's hard to see like how to classify like, oh, I will make this work. Especially when you're
yeah.
starting out. Um, so like, yeah, yeah, I like it,
Well, in
dude.
this Atlanta one, when you get just a feeling about property and you're like, if I own this in 20 years, I will have no worries about anything. That's like what I felt. That's literally what I felt when I was there. I was like, this location, if I own this in 20 years, like that one property could be my retirement plan in 20 years. Like that's just what I feel when I go over there because they're putting $1 billion in development over there in the next 5 years.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, dude. Sweet, sweet. Well, love it. David, Tim, how you guys doing?
Good. I'm just listening in the background while I drive.
Sweet, dude. Sweet. Um, let's see. I'm going to share my screen. Are there any deals like anyone wants me to call a broker about, or you just want to hang out and while I shoot the shit with whatever broker from whatever deal? Yeah.
No
Oh,
deals. No.
gotcha. Let me share my screen. Um, so let's see. Let's see what's around. Dude, I still got from like 2 weeks ago. I still have that like Blueberry Ridge Park financials. It's just it's too small and it's not too small, it's too far and I got too many other things right now to take like lead on it. Um, it is the one in Clinton, Missouri, the one that had a possibility. But yeah, I'm probably gonna let it just go.
Can you send those over to me? I'll send it to my roommate who loves mobile home parks.
Oh my gosh, yes, you're my best friend.
Yeah.
Um, your roommate loves mobile home parks?
Yep. He should
Does
be
he
on
have
here.
any? He
Yeah, he
should be.
has like three or four.
Yeah. What's his name?
Dylan Sourdough is his name.
Sweet. Yeah, dude, I should have a talk with him.
Yeah, I'll introduce you guys.
Please, thank you. Because I'm looking for Hayden. Are you Hayden at artofconnectingpod.com?
That's me.
Sweet. I'm sending it right now. Um, what was I gonna say? Oh yeah, yeah. So I'm looking for acquisition people to like help take down deals. If he is interested. Uh, um,
Hey Tim, I was curious that South Carolina like 100 pad that you, Phil, and Matthias closed on. Yeah, tell me a little bit about that. Like, how'd you find it? What's the partnership structure and so on?
so we haven't closed. We're just under contract on it right now.
Okay.
Like we just have been under contract for maybe going on a week and a half. So it was one that Dylan Hellberg from Marcus and Millichap has been circulating for a while, and I've talked to him about it for a while. We closed 2 deals with Dylan last year, so I talked to him about it, and at first, it was I offered my standard kind of like, I can only make this work at 3.1. Uh, but like if you want me to come up to your 4.5, which is where they were at, like I can do that, but we gotta get creative. Had a call with Dylan and the sellers and just was like talking a little bit about it. And then they're like the call ended with them being like, "Have you seen these properties?" And I was like, "No, I haven't yet." He's like, "Well, go see it and like let me know, let me know what your thoughts are basically." And I'm like, "Yeah, okay." So basically it was dead from there. Because it's like, bro, I'm not gonna fall in love with these deals to overpay. So, Dylan and I we had a call after that, and he's like, yeah, like just let it cool for a little bit, let me talk to them. And so, you know, I moved on. And then I saw Dylan, like, okay, so slow uh uh rewind. It used to be 7 parks. It used to be 4 in South Carolina, 3 in North Carolina. And I was pursuing it then, and then they split it off to just the South Carolina one. So anyway, so yeah, I've been talking to Dylan for a while about it. And so I, you know, just let it die. Did, you know, I'm working on the 118 in Tuscaloosa right now. And then Matthias came back, and I think you're saying his name right, and I'm saying it wrong. Matthias came back, and he's like, he's like, it's like, hey, I've been looking at this deal. It's in my backyard. You know, I want to put an LOI out. What do you think? And I said, let's, like, here's all the financials, all the stuff that Dylan has sent to me. Let's, you know, put a, you know, run your analysis, and let's see. I'll talk to Dylan because I've been talking to Dylan for a while and I got a rapport with him. And so, you know, because it was like 4.5, and then I see Dylan's and I ask him about it, and he's like, oh yeah, like we got to offer at 4.0, but the sellers are waiting for 4.2. And then, like, you know, the next month I see an email from him, $4 million. And I was like, you know, just waiting in the background, just looking at looking at it come down, 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 down. Anyway, I called Dylan up and I was like, what's going on with this? And he's like, we got to offer at 4 million, but like weird terms. And I was like, what do you mean? And he's like, they want 100 or 110 days of due diligence. And I was like, bro, you and I both know they're going to retrade at day 109 and have wasted all of your time. And he's like, yeah, I don't trust it either. And I'm like, so realistically, what are we looking at? And he's like, dude, I think, you know, if I think we could get it done at 3.85. And so I'm like, okay, here's the LOI, 385. And you know, it's us versus the other guys at 4. And yeah, he comes back and he's like, oh, like they're agreeing to your 385. The only thing they wanted 2% EMD instead of 1%. And I was like, do we really need to do that? Because can we just, like, do we really need to? And he's like, let me talk to him. He talks to him, they come back 1% EMD now and another 1% when EMD goes hard. So yeah, that's fine. I mean, if it's not working, we'll cancel the deal before then. If it is working, we'll be able to hustle up another, whatever, 1%. I mean, shit, I can put another, you know, more money down if it's looking good. Anyway, so yeah, that's the whole way we got the deal. Like, it's just you know, coming back to the same guy. You know, he has seen us close a couple deals. He knows the track record. He knows I don't retrade. Like, unless there's something big, like I won't retrade. And the times that it's, so when I bought stuff with him, like the second time, I didn't retrade as much as I was like, okay, the seller's got to carry a little bit more because the bank's only giving me this much. And he did, but I didn't try and come down on price. You know, I didn't retrade, meaning Dylan's getting the same whatever commission. And so, yeah, I think, you know, he probably likes that because he's getting paid more.
Yeah, if he's been trying to get it under contract and closed for a while, I'm sure he's happy.
Yeah.
Okay, so you guys are just raising capital right now then?
Yes.
Got it.
Let me
David, I've
see.
got a question.
Yeah.
Instead of going on like Craigslist or mobile homes for sale, if you go on Facebook and just search like off-market mobile home parks and then search whatever area you want to be in, see if anything pops up.
I mean, I could. I don't generally. I don't like dealing with wholesalers a whole ton. Like, so wholesalers used to be, and it's not always the case. It's not everyone. I know a couple of wholesalers who are really good. But what I've also noticed is wholesalers want more money than a broker wants in terms of commission, and they're providing less value. And so, like, if a wholesaler got me a wholesale deal, you know, one wholesaler makes fun of me. I think jokingly makes fun of me. I mean, he's a friend, I know him. And he's like, "Oh yeah, Tim's always offering at like the lowest of anyone else." And I'm like, "Well, I've got to operate it like that. You know, I'm the one who has to make money off of it. So that's why." But like, you know, if they got it to me at a wholesale deal, then I'd love it. But it's not. They're getting things at retail deals and, you know, wanting it's like, I don't know. It's just I prefer working with brokers, I guess.
That makes sense. Yeah, I feel like a lot of wholesalers want to know if any brokers put stuff in there in those kind of groups, if it's just wholesalers or owners. Do you ever go direct to owner?
Not really. I mean, I've talked to owners before, but I don't have any like I'm not a marketer and marketing doesn't like thrill me. So I don't really want to go like do a whole big marketing campaign of talking to people. I want to talk to people. I want warm leads, people who are
Right,
interested in selling and who it's like, well, we want to sell, but it's been on market for a while. That's what I want. How can
right.
I solve that problem? How can I solve
Makes
that
sense.
the puzzle, right? Um, that's what I'm interested in. I would love to work with someone who's like, man, uh, uh, I'm great at cold calls and whatnot. Like that's my specialty. I love that shit. Like I would love that. I know the value. It's just not for me. So
Do you use any VAs for cold calling?
I used to, and I lost a ton of money. But like that was single family wholesale, and like so after I quit nursing, I went into like I was like, oh shit, I need cash. I need more cash now, and so I use VAs for marketing and cold texting, and then like there was an acquisition VA even, and like I was kind of sold a business in a box sort of thing, and it just didn't work. I just kept putting money into it, and it didn't work. Um, okay. Um, so this, let's see. Um, this Ponca City RV park. Um, Brock and I had under contract, and why is this looking funky? Um, and okay, so like the thing is it was it looked good on paper, and then we're doing the due diligence, and like the bank statements weren't matching up. The also it had a lagoon that like no one had told us about. So we're like we thought it was city water, city sewer. And it used to be two. It used to be two parks. Um, but anyway, that's just my side note. That's not the value I'm providing right now. um, let's see. Yeah, let's just go to Crexy. Okay. What's someone pick a state of a mobile home park, because I'll probably call that
Tennessee.
Tennessee. There we go. Let's see what we got. Um, okay, okay. Mobile home park. That's it. Okay, we got 4 results. There we go. Okay. You guys see this and everything, right? Like when it opens in new tabs, or do I have to share the new tabs? Is anyone looking at their computer? If not,
I
that's
can see
also
it.
fine. You can see it? Cool. Cool. Okay. With developer rights, that's not my thing. I don't want to develop anything. 18 is too small. Hayden, your roommate who has mobile home parks, how big are they roughly?
I think it's 30 pad. Uh, I don't know. I think he's got some small ones. Like they're all
Okay.
pretty small. I don't know how he deals with managing them remotely, but
Yeah.
he
Are
figures it
they
out.
Are they in Tennessee or are they elsewhere?
Some of them are, some of them
Okay.
aren't. His newest one is in Spring City, Tennessee.
Okay. Let's see. Dang, bro, this one's been on market for 152 days. I love it. 18 unit value add mobile home park. 10 tenant owned homes, 5 park owned homes, and 3 vacant lots. Okay. I mean, for 500, whatever, that doesn't sound bad. Property consists of sub-metered public water and septic tanks for sewers. Okay. Dang. So they totally, current ownership has recently put in new HVACs, flooring, cabinets, paint, and decks on some park-owned homes. That's crazy. That's probably like the whole year's of cash flow of this property. Okay, okay. Let's look at the no OM. Hmm. It seems straightforward. I'd want some financials before putting any offer in, but I don't know, dude. Let's call this guy and see what's up with it. Let's see who's you taking lead. Yeah, sure.
Your call has been forwarded to voicemail. The person you're trying to reach is not available. At the tone.
No. Let's see, there's like 3 other people. Yeah, I mean, his name's first. I don't want to leave a message because then, okay, I leave messages and then people call me back and I don't remember what the hell's going on. So it's like that's not the point of this call. The point of this call is really getting someone on the phone. Let's call John, and if not, we'll move on to another deal.
That's a nice cover photo.
Forwarded to an automated voice messaging system.
Oh, what's the population? Oh, I'm gonna call. Oh, from Albany, Georgia. That's something else. Yeah, dude, look at this. It's a tiny town. So I mean, so something like that, I'd buy as is, I wouldn't buy based on any future performance. Okay. How about this one? Hmm. 148 days on market. I don't know why Crexy's looking all weird right now, but it is. Oh look, it's the same people. Shit. Okay, I'm just gonna text this Ford Collier guy. Mm-mm-mm. Okay, so he's the 865. Okay. Ford, okay. Hey Ford. This is Tim. So, hey Ford, this is Tim Woodbridge. Calling for some more info on what is it? Main Street MHP and Green Acres MHP. MHP. Just looking for some financials. No. I want the story, right? I don't want just the financials and then I'm gonna make send a LOI. I want the story. Like why have both of these been on market for a while? So the way I look at it, like making that call, making like actually having that's gonna put me ahead of other people, right? That's gonna make it like, okay, how can I make this work? Um, Whereas if I just send an LOI, like, oh, you email me financials, I'll look at them and I'll send an LOI, that's probably not gonna be taken as seriously as, let's have a talk. Let's see, give me a shout when you get a chance. Okay. All right, Tennessee, what else we got? Not much, dude. Not much. What other state? Because everything's smaller. What about this 10 pad? Maybe your roommate will be into a 10 pad. I don't know.
I'm curious about North Dakota.
Yeah?
Just popped in my head for no reason.
Okay, let's look at North Dakota because I don't like things as small as 10 pads. That's a pain in the ass. There is one. Oh, there we go. Okay, this is what I want to see. The big things, Okay. Days on market, 46 days. Okay. I'm thinking it's like global cap rate, but that's fine. Uh, Horizon manufactured housing portfolio. Oh, corporate tenants. Interesting. Over 200K in recent CapEx upgrades, strong day one cash flow, low maintenance costs, and a stable tenant base. Portfolio offers a compelling investment prospect. Future ownership can expect a 30% increase in rental revenue through increasing COVID era leases to the market rates already achieved by other units. I don't know. Manufactured housing has proven blah, 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 blah. stable, high yield investment in a growing market. Okay, okay. I wonder like what corporations, if it's all corporate leases, what if the corporations leave? Are you screwed? I'm also wondering what the CapEx or grade units are. Okay, maybe these are like midterm rentals, and that's the 30% increase. Like midterm corporate rentals. Uh, um, yeah. Um, let's just look at some financials. 100% Park Owned Homes in one of them. Yeah. You know anything about North Dakota, Hayden?
Nope. I've never been. Don't even know what's there.
Oh, I
Popped
love
in
it.
my head. It
Same,
looks
bro.
pretty. I know that.
It does
I've
look
heard
pretty.
great things. I think Doug owns some oil fields out there.
I bet he does. Um, I wonder, so like I have a friend who is like he's worked in the oil industry and we talk about investments sometimes and he's always worried like if that's the biggest the biggest employer in the area like when it goes out you know if like if you own something and there's only one big employer and the big employer goes away like not so good but just things in the back of my head um okay 36% expense ratio is pretty low for all those park owned homes, but whatever. Um, but yeah, so okay. So look, global cap rate, right? So not the right way to value
What does
mobile home.
global cap rate mean?
So in a mobile home park, you've got your real estate, which is lot rent, and then you've got your trailers, your mobile homes, which is park owned home rent. So you're supposed to separate it out, right? So like you put a cap rate on just the lot rent portion, the real estate portion, and then you pay shell value, like home value for each of the homes. But a lot of people, especially on bigger deals, will put like a global cap rate on everything. So it's like, here's your total NOI, right? So lot rent and park owned home rent combined. So yeah, what is this? We got 701, 927. Divided by what's they're asking? 7.5? I think so. Yeah, 7.5. Yep. So global cap rate. That's fine. That's fine. Okay, let's call this guy and see. Hmm. This is the person I should have called. Maybe. Also, it's probably only 8:36 there. Maybe earlier. Shit. Maybe I should do these calls later.
Hi, you reached Josh Bernard with Capstone Companies. If you could please leave your name, number, and a brief message, I will get right back to you. Thank you.
At the tone, please record your message. When you've finished recording, you may hang up or press 1 for more options.
Hey Josh, this is Tim Woodbridge. Hey man, I had a few questions about your North Dakota portfolio that y'all are looking to sell. If you could give me a call back whenever you get a chance, my number is 928-460-0602. Thank you. That I left a message because this is big enough that I would be interested in at least hearing more about. What else? What else? Someone's calling. Let's see. This is Tim.
Hey, this is Josh Bernard. I missed the call here.
Hey man, yeah, I am looking at your North Dakota properties. How are you doing today?
I'm doing well. How about yourself?
I'm good, man. I'm good. Where's 916 area code?
Originally Sacramento, but I'm out of Denver.
Oh, nice, dude. I got a 928 from Northern Arizona. I'm originally from Orange County, California, so you know, it's
Both moving around, huh?
yeah, dude. It's a world of difference from Northern California, that's for sure.
Yeah.
But so yeah, what's going on with this properties, man?
Yeah, well, it's pretty new community, vintage wise. We've had it out here on the market for a little less than a month. Decent traction for how small the market is. Had a few offers come in, but nothing quite interesting enough to have the sellers move on it. Or groups weren't strong enough, so there are concerns there as well.
Oh, sure.
But property itself, it's all park-owned homes by design, right? So, part of it was originally meant to fully service more of the oil industry. But over time, they've had local residents move in and they're good tenants. So it's not all corporate leases. I think it's a little over 50%, right? Where people have, temporary employees come through who are on for a few weeks to a month at a time and rotate through, right?
Do they do like, so when they're doing corporate leases, do they do like yearly corporate leases and then they take care of it, almost triple net style? Or like, is it like midterm to midterm?
Yeah, they do. So originally they did yearly, but after experiencing an oil boom back in 2014, they switched to month because they had locked in leases that, competitors were getting $3,000 a month and they were locked in at $1,500. So they didn't want that to happen again. They've had it month to month as a regular tenant, right? Not triple net.
Yeah. No, that makes sense. Okay. So in the market, you said there's 50% of people doing the kind of corporate leasing. It looks like there's room to expand that?
Yeah, absolutely. The oil industry overall is, it's in a bit of a slump, right? But the way the property is performing, it shows positively for it, right? So there's a lot of upside in if oil, if there's a change of administration, they start drilling more wells. There's a lot of upside there. You do more corporate leases. But even with it down, we're at 98% occupancy, $1,500 in rent, which for the market is really strong because it's the best product there, right? And again, if you want more corporate, you can just, switch to advertising to entice more of them. But yeah, it's mostly folks servicing existing wells.
Okay, that makes sense. So what did they, I'm looking at pictures now. Did they put most new homes in? What's the average vintage of the homes?
2012 and 2013.
Yeah, they did then. Cool, cool.
Yeah. So they bought the land, bought new homes, and it's on city water sewer there. Where there looks to be a lot of land, there's not much more opportunity for people to put parks in that are also connected to city water and sewer as well. So
Mhm.
that does make a barrier to entry.
Yeah, I mean, that's the best, it's the best to go for.
Right.
Um, okay. What offers have they been turning down?
We've gotten high sixes
Mhm.
so far here. We got at our ask price, but with no conversation, no questions like you and I are having. So
Mm.
we turned them down unless they wanted to talk more as probably just a wholesaler, really.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. He's I'll give you 7.5, and then right before DD ends, I'm gonna retrade you a few million, Hope that's okay.
So we're good there. I mean, there's some room, I'm sure, right? Call it a little middle ground, and I'm encouraging people to write whatever they think is fair, and just see what the market will bear overall.
Sweet. Why are they selling?
Well, as I mentioned, they put this property up about 10 years ago. So ownership is getting older, looking to have more passive income, right?
Mhm.
Less managing the manager and
Mm.
dealing with whatever comes with multifamily / MH, right?
Hey, bro, that's what I'm working for. I mean, I just turned 39 yesterday. When I get 60, that's when I'm gonna be like, yeah, I need to stop managing these managers.
Right. Well, you should inform us. Happy late birthday.
Thanks, bro. Appreciate it. Nice. Are they down to do any kind of financing, partial financing, anything like that?
Well, so I've asked, and they said no initially. I always like to encourage people to essentially put two offers into an LOI if that's important. Hey, here's what I can do with a partial seller carry at X amount with the terms laid out. Here's what I can do free and clear. Right. I found that effective. Just so you can see the impact on the number there. It's still, again, I don't want to promise you they said no up front, but it's still worth a shot.
I hear no all the time, man. It's no in real estate is like no because whatever hidden thing that you haven't uncovered yet.
Right.
So-
I'm a broker, so yeah, I almost don't hear it.
Yeah. Exactly. It's like, yeah, that's fine. How about I'll try back in a few months, and we'll have a conversation again.
Right.
Sweet, dude. Well, yeah, I mean, anything else about the property before I dig in and see what I can do?
No, I would say, they're pre-furnished, washer and dryer in unit. They put a fair amount of CapEx in the property, so no heavy lift done there.
Mhm.
And the other important part is take some time, look at the rent roll there. You'll see a few units well below market rents. These are leftover COVID leases that they didn't increase, once the world sorted itself out. So there's a fair amount of rental upside, upwards of 30%, if you renew those leases at a higher rate, or even caught up at least half of it. It would have a huge impact on your rental revenue there. And then for you, tell me a little bit about your group, or as a private investor. Is this MH your usual asset
Yeah.
type? Previous experiences.
Sure, dude, sure. Yeah, let's see, I have 9 parks now. We just sold one. I got a couple under contract right now that I'm working on. So let's see, I got 285 units right now. The ones under contract are 100 and 118. I've been doing it for like 4 years, not the longest, but I'm pretty obsessed about it. Got a small RV park, got a 34 unit apartment, but I'm really just like total narrow my focus to MHP. So what about, are you going to the Vegas show?
No, I wasn't planning on it. I just got back from San Diego for a conference, so I was a little conferenced out. But,
Fair, dude.
I do like the idea of Vegas there.
Yeah, I mean, dude, I mean, God, I went to Vegas so many times as a kid, and then living in northern Arizona, like, going to college and whatnot. I've been to Vegas so many times that I'm like, meh, on Vegas. But I am
Right.
like, hey, well, if this is all, my people, I might as well come on out. I went to Seco last year, so yeah, just trying to hit up more MHP conferences.
Yeah, I hear you. I do multifamily and I do MH. But the last conference I was at was multifamily focused. And it was nice to have optimism in the market compared to the previous year when I went out to the same conference in Vegas.
Mm.
It was just doom and gloom. And it's like, man, I spent all this money just for everyone to say that they can't sell right now. Right?
Yes. No, that's funny, dude. Like, so yeah, everyone was doom and gloom last year, and I did amazingly because of it. I bought 7 parks last year, and like everything, most things were like getting creative. It's like, okay, if I can
Yeah.
give you your price, like let's get super creative and make it work. That's what I thrive when everyone's like, we can't do this shit. I'm like, hold my beer, basically.
Right. Yeah. I love that attitude, right? I mean, I was sitting here thinking, everyone's underwriting and showing a 5 to 10 year hold, right? So what real estate has done in the past. I'm not saying bank on massive appreciation. Overall, it holds its value. So you may have a slumpy year, but you're not looking to flip it in 2 years. Then, if it operates well, cash flows, you'll probably be sitting pretty.
Yeah. Get the, a minimum 5-year term on your debt, and you should be golden. And that's how I looked at it. I'm like, bro, I'll overpay a little bit, and in 10 years I'm going to be doing well because I'm bullish on affordable housing. So
Yeah, I hear you. Especially MH. I mean, it's a diminishing asset, right? There's only so much of it.
definitely.
So I hear you. Oh, the other thing too, I don't know if you have access to our DD folder. We do have a few debt quotes in there if you'd like to see how that's sized up there.
I would like that. Oh, I see it in Crexy right now. Sweet. I mean, that's, one of the main things. So yeah, let me check out all the numbers and whatnot and see what I can do for y'all. And I'll shoot you over an LOI and we can kind of talk a little bit more.
Perfect. And first name was Tim, right?
Yeah, Tim Woodbridge.
Tim. How do you spell your last name, Tim?
It's like the wine, but like I'm not as rich. So
I like it.
yeah, Woodbridge.
All right, Tim. Well, hey, I appreciate your time here. Let me know if any questions come up while you're reviewing the rest of the info, and I'll look out for the LOI.
All right, sounds good, Josh. Appreciate your time,
All right.
man.
Yeah, thank you.
Thanks.
Bye now.
Bye. That's it. Nothing crazy. Questions, comments, concerns? Oh shit. Y'all were trying to talk to me in the in the chat, and I didn't even have it pulled up. Yeah, it is super rural. There's not even a freaking Walmart around it. So I would
How many units is this thing?
like an egregious amount. Let's see, property. There's only 82 in the whole portfolio. Oh, what? Man, I thought it was like 200.
82 units for 7.5.
No, like really? Huh? Let me see.
That'd be 91 a unit.
I wouldn't be surprised considering he's like, oh yeah, it's $1,500. But like it would make sense if it was an apartment. If
Right.
that's the case.
Well, apparently other people saw value in it though. They're submitting offers at high 6.
Oh yeah, it is. It is only 82. Yeah. I was excited if it was like 200. So I'm not excited in these, you know, the 10, like paying a premium on homes that are 10 years old, more than 10 years old. Oh yeah, it is. It is. Oh my gosh, look at me. Okay. No,
The
I'm
views are pretty though.
the
Let's
views
say
are-
attraction. There's this hill here with a
Yeah,
little
yeah.
creek.
Well, it's like the Spartanburg portfolio, you know, they're like uh 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 go visit, and you'll see how nice it is. Yeah, I'm not gonna overpay because it looks nice. Um yeah, I'm less impressed with paying that much. So it's probably gonna go into a hey man, so nice to talk with you. After running financials and blah 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 blah, it's probably not going to work for me. Um, please keep me in mind. And yeah, probably something stupid and like SoCal versus NorCal or something. I don't know. I don't know. I'd like to keep the jokes, keep it light. But yeah, that's it, dude. Who takes care of tenant churn costs? What do you mean
They were
churn?
saying it's midterm. That's what he was saying. So like who pays for new sheets,
Oh.
for cleaning, all of the turning costs of tenants?
Yeah,
And if they're only running a 32% expense rate, how are you churning every month or two and refurnishing and all the shit that goes in the midterms and
yeah,
not having like a 50% expense ratio?
dude, yeah, that's I mean, even with, just them being park owned homes, even if there was like normal park owned homes, you usually put a 50% expense ratio on that home rent portion. So I'm not seeing it anymore, and I'm glad I talked to the guy. Um, let's see, debt quote. Oh, see, look at this. LTV is only 65 to 70. I'm getting 70% to 75% on the 118 unit in south of Tuscaloosa. So, I mean, I bet this interest rate changes. I bet you anything. Um, yeah, so let's see the Tuscaloosa deal. We're looking at 7.3, I believe. So like a little bit higher, but not much. The LTV is what would kill that. Unless, yeah, I don't know, dude. I'm not totally seeing it. What do you guys think? I think it's too rural. And like
I
if
think unless there were like some seriously good owner finance terms, this wouldn't be it. How far is the Walmart?
Hours. It was hours.
An
was it
hour?
ours?
Like, wasn't the closest?
Let's see.
It looked like it was hours away. Let's see.
Well, saying the population is like 1,000, right? So you
Yeah,
have a tenth of the
yeah.
population of the town in your
Like who
mobile home
would?
park.
It'd be hard to find someone to like
Yeah,
manage or
51 minutes.
maintenance.
Yeah.
Oh, one hour.
No,
Where's
no,
the closest
exactly. No,
McDonald's?
you're 100% right. You're 100% right. It's an hour away. So,
Yeah,
um,
it seems like a relic of the fracking boom,
yeah,
to be honest.
I think you'd get bit. I think so. You know, I I consider myself like not like very, very conservative, risk averse. I look at things, 5, 10 years down the line, and like this, I can see all this shit going down. Like if the oil's like not working, or or if the workers go away, you're SOL. Like you've got a 7 million, whatever, $5 million loan on this, and it's not close enough to other things to make me comfortable. Um, hmm. Yeah, I don't know, dude. I'm
Because
not a fan.
it's not even like you could like try to get creative with like short-term rentals or something. Like it's
Exactly.
out in the middle of nowhere, so you got no options.
Yeah, I think so. I agree. Um, yeah, yeah, yeah. The I liked it because I thought it was really big, and then I liked it because I thought it wasn't in the middle of nowhere, and those were the only real reasons. So if it's neither of those, I don't like it anymore.
What's the minimum pad count that you look for?
If I'm running it myself, or like if I'm taking lead, then like 40. But if someone else wants to take lead, like whatever, you know. So really though, like, so if someone else wanted to take lead, and they wanted to go small, I'd be like, you can do this, but it's going to be harder, right? So like bigger, like minimum 40 is easier because there's actually cash coming in, and like a septic replacement on a 10 unit costs the same as it does on a 100 unit. So those are my thoughts, you know. But also, like, I wouldn't say no if someone's like, hey man, look at this 10 unit, I really want to take it down, this is my first park. As long as they were buying right, I'd be like, yeah, you know, how can I help?
Do you have a preference in the park-owned homes over the tenant-owned homes?
Tenant-owned homes, definitely. At least now in my career.
The 9 parks you own, are they all tenant owned?
They're not all, but the ones that are, let's see. The ones that are park owned, I do my best to sell them to tenants, like rent to own them.
Oh, that's right.
Um,
You said that.
So I'm trying to think. Yes, all the ones that I own in my first park are leased with an option. The second, we don't own anything. The third, the third we just sold. So the portfolio of 4, the ones that we own, we are renting to own to people.
Is that just strictly based off of less maintenance? No other reason?
Yeah. Well, it's less of a pain in the ass, but yeah. So less maintenance, which means I don't have to hire whoever. I don't have to have anyone on staff, and it makes people stickier. Like if they're owning the home. Let's see. I was just thinking Georgia. Keyhole. So Keyhole Financing is this it's like a hard money lender that they lend on like term loans on mobile homes. So I'm just putting a note to myself for all the Georgia homes to have people apply for those loans, and then we just get, you know, cash, and then they pay for the loans, you know. Anyway. What other
Yeah, how do you
questions you got?
deal? How do you deal with the people that own the home but let it fall apart?
Find them. You know, here's the rules and regulations if you want to stay in the park. And sometimes we'll fix them and then build them back. Like we just had skirting repaired for a home in Georgia, in Macon. And like, I don't know, it didn't cost us that much. It cost us like $1,000. And so divide that by 12, this is added to your monthly bill. And I mean, we had the conversation first, right? And this guy wanted it. Not everyone wants it, but after finding them 100 times, and they're like, okay, maybe I do want it. So interesting. It's interesting. All right, guys. Anything else before we get out of here?
I know Hayden was talking about that property in the Atlanta area. I'm here in Atlanta, so if you ever need help or any pictures or anything, just let me know. I'm not sure if you're local or not.
Oh, sounds great. Yeah, I live in Chattanooga, so I'm about 2 hours away.
Yeah, I'm probably 3-4 miles from that property right now. So
Oh, sick. You know what I'm talking about, about Georgia State Stadium.
yeah, I know where it's at. Yeah.
That neighborhood's amazing. I just like seeing what's going on over there. I'm like, wow, like I want to own something over here.
Yes, I'm in Atlanta on a daily basis, so just let me know.
Awesome. Great, man. Appreciate it.
Sweet.
All right. See you guys. Thank you, Tim, for doing this. I really
Yeah, dude.
appreciate it. It's always fun to get to hear how you do your deals.
There's no science to it. It's just talking, but I'm more than happy to help. So, all right, y'all. See you next time.